Hi everybody, it's Megan here, the Healing Foods Coach. I hope you're all doing well. I'm feeling great today. It is Saturday, the 8th of March, and it is about 15 degrees Celsius outside right now. So I'm just out in jeans and a t-shirt with just a sweatshirt, like a zip-up sweatshirt, but unzipped. And it's actually been really beautiful today. Lots of sun, which I know we have a stereotype over here in Britain where we don't get a lot of sun, but where we live, we're so lucky in Colchester. We are in the driest part of the country. And so we actually don't get too much rain here, luckily. Some places do, but we're not one of them. Now, I'm just going to be completely transparent and upfront with you guys. Some of you may be wondering, oh my gosh, what's happened with your face? And I do have some rosacea flare up. Two things to say to that. First of all, for the way I eat, carnivore is amazing, and I have so much healing and health improvements from doing this, as do a lot of other people. And in fact, some people, even if they're only maybe low carb or they've gone keto, they want to keep some plants in instead of going full out carnivore, have had amazing healing and health. And I highly recommend anything on that sort of spectrum. However, that doesn't mean that you will never have any sort of physical illness, ailments, or issues. And for me, my rosacea, which I've had since I was a child, seems to rear its head every time I'm in a different climate. So when we were in Helsinki last week on holiday, it flared up, and it always takes a good few weeks for it to fully clear up once again. So in case people are wondering, oh my gosh, you're breaking out, it must be the carnivore. Not at all. I've had this issue for years, and it will go, as I say, it will clear up in a few weeks' time. It is again because I've gone to Helsinki in Finland and back, which is quite an extreme temperature change, climate change. Okay, so that's one thing. And I also know that when my hormones get a bit out of cycle, out of whack, that it flares up as well, which is why every month when I was still having a cycle, I would have what I thought were breakouts like pimples. It wasn't, it was my rosacea flaring up. Now, I don't have cycles anymore because I'm now in menopause, but my hormones have not calmed down yet. So I've only just gone into menopause, which means over the next months or possibly even year or so, I will still be having my hormones kind of up and down still for a bit. Not as extreme as they were in perimenopause, but they haven't fully calmed down. And so that's another, for me anyways, that's another big trigger for my rosacea. But I could have covered up, I could have put makeup on, I could have hidden it and pretended like it wasn't happening, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to be real with you guys, because if it's happening to me, I'm probably not the only female who struggles with this. So sometimes it can make me feel self-conscious. Sometimes it can make me feel awkward or like, oh my gosh, I look terrible. But it is simply my hormones trying to realign themselves. And let me just add, if I was still on a high processed, high sugar, high garbage diet, it would be way worse. And it used to look way worse long before I was on this pathway. So again, just to be upfront and honest, because sometimes people think, oh my gosh, you can never have breakouts, you can never have skin issues or other conditions. Carnivore fixes everything. It doesn't. It fixes a lot, it heals a lot, as does a low carb diet, as does a keto diet, and for some people even like a paleo diet or other forms of diets. They can be helpful for certain people as well, because we're all made differently, right? But not everything is going to be an overall fix for every condition. Like I don't get sick often. I truly don't. Overall, I tend not to get too many viruses, but that doesn't mean I never get sick. I don't get sick as often, and when I do catch a virus, it typically only lasts 4 or 5 days instead of the usual 2 weeks. So what am I saying? I'm saying that carnivore or a lower carb, no carb diet can be incredibly beneficial, and it can heal a lot of things, but some stuff takes much longer to heal. And some things like rosacea or psoriasis or eczema, depending on how long you've had it and how severe it can be and what your other triggers are, could last longer. And so if you were to look at me videos from this time last year, when I had my first massive like rosacea flare up, and I was just on my way, as I was on my way to New York City for 2 weeks with my husband, it was like painful and itchy and crusty, and it was not just, it was kind of my forehead, all my nose, all my cheeks completely. Now I'm down to like just a few little spots. That's it. So to me, I'm seeing improvement, right? And it doesn't help. Again, being in menopause, hormones are still roller coaster rides, not nearly as bad as they could have been, or even as bad as they were a few months ago. They're still not leveled out yet. I'm still not done this process. And so whilst that is happening, my rosacea will still flare up from time to time. And that doesn't mean, I say this because it does not mean that carnivore doesn't work. It doesn't mean keto doesn't work, or a low carb diet, or just, anything like that doesn't work. Of course it works. But there are some things that are beyond the scope, or potentially that will just take a lot longer to heal, right? My body was so busy trying to heal my fibromyalgia pain, my inflammation, my reduced mobility, my severe brain fog, my depression, my anxiety. There were so many things my body was trying to deal with when I first started on this 4.5 years ago, that my rosacea was kind of like the last thing it was concerned with, right? It was the last thing it was going to deal with, because there were so many other internal things it was working on. And that's just the way our bodies are designed. So some things will heal quickly right away, and other things will take much longer. And there are maybe things that perhaps never fully heal. And it's kind of like saying, well, if you're carnivore or keto, you'll never get cancer. You'll never get sick. You'll never have a broken leg. Of course, that's ridiculous to say that. Nobody can say that. There's no guarantees about anything. However, our chances of recovering are much better, and the duration of the illness or the condition could be much, much shorter if we are looking after ourselves from a nutritional standpoint. So anyways, guys, this was just basically a quick hi. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting some nice weather. I know some parts of the world are experiencing drops in temperature and snow still, but some of us are getting like a quick little sneak peek at what spring might be like, which is, as far as I'm concerned, based on today, it's going to be amazing. But everything heals in its own time. And if this little bit here is the worst that I have to deal with after almost 9 years in a wheelchair, unable to work, and now I'm back at work full time, and I get to make these videos, and I get to help you guys, and you guys get to come to me if you want for help, and I get to do a full-time job as well, from not being able to do any of that. This is a small price to pay, and it's not going to be forever. Again, I know a big part of it is because my hormones keep going up and down still. Haven't fully flattened out yet, because I'm only in menopause. I'm not past it yet. But I didn't want to go up. I didn't want to make this and do the whole face up and make it seem as if everything was kind of like totally perfect, because it's not. And life isn't always perfect. In fact, it's almost never perfect. But we can make it perfect for us as we make our way through life, if that makes sense. Anyways, guys, that was it for today. I really hope you guys have great days wherever you are, whatever you get up to. If you have any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to know, always feel free to leave them, and leave any comments or suggestions always down below the video. I always welcome those, and I do work full time. I do always check my messages at the end of my work day. So I will respond. And if you have any questions, or if you are looking for any kind of coaching at all, I am doing that on weekends. You can get in touch with me. You can either go to my website, which is www.healingfoodscoach.com, or you can email me, Megan, so MEGHAN, at healingfoodscoach.com if you're interested in any coaching sessions. I do have some availability, and I do have special offers on now for the month of March. I've reduced my prices if you're interested. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for all of your support and all of your love. It means everything. From the beginning and up till now, it still does. So I appreciate it, guys. That's it for now. All the best to you guys for the rest of your weekends. Yeah, I hope you do well. Hope you get nice weekends. And I will see you guys next time with the next video. Bye for now.